Let me tell you something that most people learn too late, and it costs them love, respect, peace, and sometimes their whole future. When a man hurts you, the first thing you want to do is react. You want to raise your voice, send that long text, block him, cry in front of him, or say something sharp enough to cut his ego in half. So that's natural. That's human. But the calm response, oh, that right there is power. That's the move that changes everything. Because when somebody hurts you, your pain is loud inside your chest. Your heart starts beating fast. Your mind starts replaying every mistake he ever made. And your pride starts screaming, don't let him get away with this. And if you're not careful, you let your emotions drive the car. But emotions are terrible drivers. They crash relationships into walls that didn't have to be hit. A calm response is not weakness. It is discipline. It is self-respect. It is knowing your worth so deeply that you don't need to scream it. See, when a man hurts you, he's watching your reaction whether he admits it or not. He's learning how much you respect yourself. If you explode every time, he learns you're predictable. If you beg, he learns he can get away with anything. If you chase, he learns he doesn't have to value you. But when you stay calm, when you look him in the eye and speak steady, when you don't let anger control your mouth, something happens in his mind. He pauses. He feels the weight of what he did because calm has authority. Calm says, I know who I am and I don't need chaos to prove it. You don't yell, you curse. You don't try to win the argument. You say, that hurt me. And you let the silence sit. You let him feel it. Most people are afraid of silence, but silence is a powerful teacher. In that quiet moment, he hears his own conscience talking. Now, let me be real with you. Calm doesn't mean you accept disrespect. Calm doesn't mean you stay where you're not valued. Calm means you choose your dignity first. You set boundaries without losing your character. When a man truly cares about you, your calm disappointment hits harder than your anger ever could, because anger can be dismissed. He can say you're emotional, dramatic, overreacting. But calm is undeniable. Calm is clarity. Imagine telling him, I don't argue with people who hurt me. I decide if they deserve me. That's calm power. See, a man understands consequences more than lectures. He understands what he might lose. And when you're calm, you show him you're not desperate to stay. You're not afraid to walk away. You're not begging for crumbs. You're evaluating. So you're saying, I love you, but I love myself too. And let me tell you something about love. Real love respects boundaries. Real love apologizes without excuses. So real love changes behavior, not just words. If he sees you're calm and still doesn't change, that calm response will help you see the truth faster. It will show you who he really is. Because sometimes the calm response changes everything by ending something that was never meant to continue. You don't need to shout to be heard. The strongest people don't need noise. Think about storms. The loud ones come and go. But the quiet ocean, that depth, that calm water, that's where the power is. When he hurts you, step back. Don't answer right away. Let your heart slow down. Ask yourself one question. What response respects me? Not what punishes him, not what proves a point. What respects you? Then speak from that place. You say, I won't accept that. You say, I deserve honesty. You say, if this continues, I'm leaving. And you mean it. Because calm without action is just silence. Calm with boundaries is transformation. Let me tell you why men react to calm. It's because it shows maturity. It shows you're not playing games. It shows you're not trying to control them. You're controlling yourself. And self-control is rare. People respect what's rare. Now I know some of you are thinking, but he keeps hurting me. He keeps apologizing. He keeps doing it again. Let me tell you something gently. Calm also means clarity. If the same hurt repeats, your calm response might be walking away without drama, no speech, no revenge, just peace. That kind of calm shakes a man's soul. Because when a good woman leaves quietly, he realizes the noise she made in his life was actually love. And when it's gone, he hears the emptiness. But listen carefully. The calm response is not about making him regret. It's about protecting your heart. It's about not losing yourself in somebody else's mistakes. When you scream, you feel worse later. When you insult, you regret it. When you beg, your pride breaks. But when you stay calm, you keep your dignity intact. No matter what happens next, you can sleep at night knowing you honored yourself. A calm woman is not cold. She is composed. She is thoughtful. She is strong enough to feel deeply without acting foolishly. So you don't ignore pain. You address it with grace. And grace confuses people who expected chaos. A man might expect a fight. He might expect tears. He might expect drama. But when you sit there steady and say, I'm hurt and I'm deciding what to do next, he sees a different side of you. He sees a woman who won't be manipulated. That's when real conversations start. That's when apologies become sincere. That's when respect begins, or that's when truth reveals itself. Let me tell you a secret about relationship. They are not destroyed by one mistake. They are destroyed by repeated disrespect that was never corrected. The calm response is correction without humiliation. You're not trying to win. You're trying to grow or let go, because love without respect is just attachment. And attachment can keep you stuck for years. Calm helps you see clearly. You start noticing patterns. You start listening to actions. You start valuing your peace more than temporary comfort. And something beautiful happens. Even if he doesn't change, you change. You become stronger, wiser, more selective. You stop tolerating what breaks your spirit. And the next man who comes into your life will meet a woman who knows her worth. But if he does change, if he realizes what he almost lost, if he apologizes with real effort, if he corrects his behavior, then that calm response saved your relationship. Not by force, not by fear. It's by maturity, because love grows best in calm soul, not in storms. You don't have to prove you're hurt by being loud. Pain speaks loud enough inside. Let your response be measured, thoughtful, dignified. Say what needs to be said. Say it once. Say it clearly. Then watch what he does next. Because people reveal their character after your calm response. They either step up or step away, and you don't chase either outcome. You choose peace. You choose self-respect. You choose clarity. And that calm, that quiet strength, that steady voice, it changes how he sees you, how you see yourself, how the relationship moves forward, how your heart heals, how your future unfolds, how your standards rise, how your patience becomes wisdom, how your love becomes intentional, how your silence becomes a mirror that shows him exactly what he did and exactly what he might lose, how your dignity becomes louder than any argument, how your steady eyes make him rethink his choices, how your quiet strength rewrites the story you both were heading towards, how in that still moment between hurt and reaction you reclaim your power and remind yourself that love is not about who speaks the loudest, but who stands the firmest when pain shows up and tries to pull you into chaos, and you refuse to go there, and you stay calm, and you breathe, and you decide what a woman who truly values herself does next, and you let that decision guide your words, your steps, your boundaries, your future, your heart, your peace, your standards, your silence, your strength, your calm that keeps growing stronger every time life tries to shake you, and you stand there steady knowing that no matter what he chooses, you already chose yourself, and you're not raising your voice, not losing your dignity, not abandoning your worth, not begging for what should be given freely. It's not chasing what should be walking beside you, just standing there calm, clear, and certain about the love you deserve and the respect you require and the peace you will keep no matter who stays or goes. And in that calm moment, everything begins to shift. It's inside you first, and then around you, and the world starts responding to the standard you quietly set without noise, without fear, without anger. It's just calm power that keeps echoing long after the argument could have ended but didn't, because you chose something better than reaction, and you held on to your peace while the truth slowly revealed itself right in front of you, and you kept breathing steady, speaking softly, standing tall, letting your calm response rewrite what happens next and what happens after that, and what happens in every relationship you ever allow into your life from that day forward, until respect becomes the only language spoken around your heart, and nothing less is allowed to stay anywhere in your peace and your calm. Keep teaching everybody who loves you exactly how to treat you whenever you're having to raise your voice again. You see, when you master that calm response, you start noticing something beautiful inside yourself. You stop feeling powerless. You stop feeling like love is something that happens to you, and you start realizing love is something you choose. Because the moment somebody hurts you and you don't explode, you don't chase, you don't beg, you don't threaten, you just pause, breathe, and speak with dignity. That's the moment you take your power back. So most people think power is yelling louder. Power is sending that last long message. Power is proving your point. No, real power is control. Control of your mouth, your emotions, your reactions, your standards. When you have that, nobody can shake you. Nobody can push you into a corner. Nobody can make you act out of character. And let me tell you something real. When a man hurts you, sometimes he already expects drama. He already expects tears, shouting, accusations. Sometimes he's even ready with excuses before you open your mouth. But when you don't give him that chaos, when you give him calm truth, he has nowhere to hide. He has to face himself. You look him in the eye and say, I won't be treated like that. That's it. No lecture, no insult, no begging, just truth. Because people don't respect what they can control. And when you show that your emotions are not his toy, that your peace is not up for negotiation, that your love is strong, but your standards are stronger, he sees a woman who is not easy to play with. And that changes the whole dynamic. You stop being the one always explaining. You stop being the one always forgiving too quickly. You stop being the one afraid he'll leave. Instead, he starts thinking, I better get myself together or I might lose her. So now listen, calm does not mean you ignore your pain. Some of you were taught to be silent, to swallow everything, to pretend you're okay. That's not calm. That's suppression. That's slow heartbreak. Calm is honest. Calm says what needs to be said without disrespect. You tell him, that broke my trust. You tell him, I need consistency. You tell him, this can't happen again. And you don't shout it, you don't cry it. You state it like a fact, because facts don't need volume. And here's something most people never understand until years later. The calm response doesn't just teach him how to treat you. It teaches you what you're willing to accept. It forces you to face reality, because after you speak calmly, you watch what happens next. Does he change? Does he apologize sincerely? Does he take responsibility? Or does he repeat the same hurt again? Your calm gives you clarity. See, anger clouds judgment. Hurt makes you cling. Fear makes you compromise. But calm lets you see. And sometimes what you see hurts more than what he did. Sometimes you realize he's not capable of loving you the way you deserve. Sometimes you realize you were loving potential. It's not reality. Sometimes you realize you were holding on to memories while ignoring patterns. And calm gives you the courage to walk away without losing yourself. So walking away calmly is one of the strongest things a person can do. No drama, no revenge, no public fights, just dignity. Because revenge keeps you connected to pain. Calm frees you. And I know that's hard, especially when you love deeply, especially when you invested time, emotion, dreams, especially when you imagine a future together. Walking away feels like losing a part of yourself, but staying where you are disrespected slowly destroys your spirit. So your calm response might be a conversation, or it might be distance, or it might be silence. But whatever it is, it comes from self-respect. Let me tell you something about men that nobody says enough. A man who truly values you feels your calm disappointment stronger than your loud anger, because anger he can fight. Calm he has to reflect on. So your steady voice echoes in his head later. Your quiet boundaries replay in his mind. Your dignity makes him question his choices. And if he loves you, he will correct himself. Not because you forced him, because he chose to be better. That's real change. But if he doesn't change, if he ignores your calm, if he keeps hurting you, then your calm will guide you out of that situation without destroying your peace, because you already practiced choosing yourself. See, calm is preparation. It prepares your heart for whatever truth shows up. And here's another truth. When you stay calm, you don't say things you regret. You don't destroy trust further. You don't create wounds that last longer than the original hurt. You protect the future, because words spoken in anger can never be taken back. They stick, they echo, they poison love. But calm words build understanding. Some of you are thinking, what if he thinks I don't care because I'm calm? Let me tell you something. Caring doesn't need screaming. Caring is consistency. Caring is honesty. Caring is boundaries. If someone thinks you don't care because you refuse to disrespect yourself, that's not your person. Your person understands dignity. Your person values your peace. Your person doesn't want to see you hurting in the first place. And listen carefully. Calm is contagious. When you stay calm, the whole conversation changes. The energy changes. The outcome changes. Even arguments start turning into discussions, because you didn't light the fire. You didn't pour gasoline on hurt feelings. You kept the door open for understanding. But calm is not easy. It takes practice. It takes maturity. It takes patience. It takes self-love. So you have to pause before reacting. You have to breathe through tears. You have to remind yourself, I won't lose my dignity today. You have to step away from your phones. You have to stop yourself from sending that message. You have to sit with your emotions until they settle. And that is hard. But every time you do it, you grow stronger. Every time you choose calm, your confidence grows. Every time you refuse drama, your peace deepens. And one day you look back and realize nobody can pull you into chaos anymore, because you learned the calm response that changes everything. You learned that love without respect is pain. You learned that silence can be louder than shouting. You learned that boundaries protect your heart. You learned that dignity attracts the right people. And you learned that the right man never wants to hurt you repeatedly, because mistakes happen, but patterns reveal character. Now let me tell you about forgiveness. Calm helps you forgive wisely, not blindly, not quickly, wisely. You forgive when there is change. You forgive when there is effort. You forgive when there is accountability. not when there are empty promises. And calm helps you see that difference. Because you're not rushing to fix things, you're observing, you're watching consistency, you're measuring actions, you're protecting your heart. And if he proves himself, so your calm builds a stronger relationship than before, one based on respect, understanding, growth. But if he doesn't, your calm gives you strength to leave without bitterness, because bitterness chains you to pain. Calm sets you free. And here's something beautiful. When you master calm, you stop attracting chaos. You stop tolerating confusions. You stop chasing people who don't value you, because your standards become clear. Your energy becomes peaceful. Your love becomes intentional. And the people who come into your life start matching that energy. You start meeting people who communicate better, who respect boundaries, who apologize sincerely, who value peace. Because you taught the world how to treat you, not with lectures, not with anger, with calm consistency. And that calm becomes your reputation. People know they can't play games with you. People know they must be honest with you. People know they must respect you, because you respect yourself first. And let me say something to the heart that still hurts. Being calm doesn't mean you don't cry later. It doesn't mean you're not wounded. It doesn't mean you're not human. You can cry. So you can pray. You can talk to friends. You can feel your pain. Just don't let pain choose your words, because your words shape your future. When you stay calm, you stay in control of your story. And that story becomes stronger, wiser, more peaceful. Now imagine this. The next time he hurts you, instead of reacting, you pause. So you look at him steady. You say softly, "That hurt me. I won't accept that again." And then you go quiet. That moment will echo longer than any argument. Because calm makes people think. Calm reveals truth. Calm protects dignity. Calm shows strength. And calm changes everything. It changes how he sees you. It changes how you see yourself. It changes what you tolerate. It changes what you expect. It changes what you attract. It changes how love grows around you. And when you keep practicing that calm response, when you keep choosing dignity over drama, respect over reaction, clarity over chaos, peace over pride, self-worth over temporary emotion, you start becoming someone who doesn't get shaken easily, someone whose heart is soft but whose standards are firm, someone who listens more than she shouts, someone who observes more than she reacts, someone who knows when to stay and when to leave, someone who understands that love is not proven by how loud you fight, but by how gently you protect each other's hearts. Someone who realizes that calm is not just a reaction to hurt, but a lifestyle built on patience, wisdom, discipline, and self-respect. Someone who knows that every calm response is like laying a brick in the foundation of a stronger life, a clearer mind, a healthier relationship, a peaceful home, a future where arguments become conversations, mistakes become lessons, apologies become actions, and love becomes something steady and safe instead of loud and painful and uncertain. Someone who walks through heartbreak without losing kindness, through disappointment without losing dignity, through conflict without losing self-control, through hurt without losing hope. Someone who keeps standing tall in silence while truth slowly reveals itself. Someone whose calm voice becomes the loudest lesson in the room without ever needing to raise it. Someone who understands that the calm response doesn't just change him or the situation or the outcome, it changes you from the inside out, shaping the woman you are becoming, shaping the love you will accept, shaping the peace you will protect, shaping the future you will live, shaping the standard that everyone who comes near your heart will have to meet without argument, without confusion, without drama. Just calm certainty that grows stronger every time life tests you, and you answer not with anger, but with dignity, not with noise, but with clarity, not with chaos, but with quiet strength that keeps echoing through every relationship, every conversation, every decision, every moment when hurt tries to take control, and you gently take that control back and hold it steady in your hands, breathing slow, standing firm, choosing respect, choosing truth, choosing peace, choosing yourself again and again until calm becomes who you are, and nothing anyone says or does can take that power away from you. And the life you build from that calm becomes something so strong and steady that no temporary hurt can shake its foundation, and no careless word can break your spirit, and no repeated mistake can blind you to trust. You keep walking forward with grace, patience, strength, clarity, dignity, calm after calm after calm. It's letting that quiet power guide every step you take, and every word you speak, and every boundary you set, and every love you accept, and every door you close, until respect becomes normal, peace becomes permanent, and your calm becomes the language everyone around your heart must learn to speak if they want to stay anywhere near the life you are building with your quiet. It's unshakable strength, and the more you practice that calm response, the more you start noticing that your whole life begins to settle down. Not just your relationship, not just your arguments, but your mind, your sleep, your confidence. Because drama drains energy, chaos steals peace, loud fights leave scars, but calm keeps your spirit intact. So you begin to walk differently. You don't rush to answer every text. You don't feel the need to explain yourself 10 times. You don't panic when there's silence. You don't chase when someone pulls away. You start moving with intention. Because you finally understand that love is not about reacting fast, it's about responding wisely. When a man hurts you and you stay calm, you are showing him a mirror. You are letting him see exactly what he did without hiding it behind noise. And in that mirror, he either recognizes his mistake or he recognizes his own lack of care. Either way, you get clarity. And clarity is a blessing even when it hurts. You stop wasting months guessing what he feels. You stop wondering why he acts cold. You stop chasing answers that aren't there. Because your calm response makes everything clear. You say what hurt you. You set your boundary. Then you watch his behavior. That's it. And sometimes the hardest thing is not reacting again when he tries to provoke you. Some people test your calm. They poke at your patience. They try to make you explode so they can blame you. But you don't fall into that trap. You breathe. You stay steady. You keep your dignity because your peace is not a game. Your heart is not a playground. Your love is not a joke. And when you hold that calm, you start seeing patterns you never noticed before. You see how often he apologizes without changing. You see how often he disappears when things get serious. You see how often he blames you for his mistakes. And your calm gives you the strength to stop making excuses for him. Because sometimes love makes you blind, but calm makes you see. So now let me tell you something important. A calm response also protects your future relationships. Because when you learn how to handle hurt without losing yourself, you don't carry bitterness into the next love. You don't punish a new man for an old man's mistakes. You don't bring suspicion where trust should grow. You heal properly. So you grow properly, you love properly. And when the right man comes, he feels that peace. He feels that maturity. He feels that strength. And he respects it. Because men are drawn to women who respect themselves. Not women who shout the loudest, but women who stand the firmest. You don't have to compete. You don't have to beg. You don't have to prove your worth. Your calm shows your worth. You see, a calm woman doesn't lose her kindness, but she never loses her standards. She listens, but she doesn't tolerate nonsense. She forgives, but she remembers patterns. She loves deeply, but she never abandons herself. And that balance, that's powerful. Because love needs softness and strength at the same time. Too soft, you get hurt repeatedly. Too hard, you push good love away. Calm keeps you balanced. Now think about all the arguments that could have been avoided if someone stayed calm. Think about all the relationships that could have healed if someone chose dignity instead of pride. Think about all the pain that came from one angry sentence that should never have been said. You don't want to live with that regret. So you practice calm before the next hurt comes. You remind yourself, no matter what happens, I will respond with respect for myself. And you hold on to that promise. Because when hurt shows up unexpectedly, your habits decide your reaction. And calm is a habit you build day by day. You pause before speaking. You walk away when emotions rise. You pray, you reflect, you think. You ask yourself, will these words help or harm? And slowly, calm becomes natural. Your voice stays steady even when your heart is shaking. Your words stay kind even when you're disappointed. Your decisions stay wise even when you're hurting. And that strength, that quiet strength, becomes your shield. People can't easily break someone who controls their reactions. People can't manipulate someone who knows their worth. People can't confuse someone who values clarity. And you start realizing something beautiful. The calm response is not about him anymore. It's about who you are becoming. You are becoming someone who protects her peace. Someone who honors her feelings. Someone who speaks truth without cruelty. Someone who walks away without bitterness. Someone who loves without losing herself. And that kind of woman doesn't stay hurt for long because she doesn't stay where she is not valued. Now listen carefully. Sometimes your calm response will surprise you too. You'll hear your own voice steady and think, I didn't know I was this strong. You'll walk away from drama and feel lighter than ever before. You'll stop chasing someone and suddenly your heart feels free because calm frees you from emotional chains. It frees you from needing approval. It frees you from fear of losing someone who doesn't treat you right. And when you are free inside, nobody can trap you in confusion. You start choosing better. You start expecting better. You start attracting better. And that's how your life changes. Not in one day, not in one argument, but in every calm decision you make. Now imagine the next time he hurts you. Instead of reacting, you listen, you think, you speak slowly. You don't accuse, you don't insult, you don't shout. You just tell the truths, and then you stop talking. You let him respond. You let him show who he is, and you accept what you see. Because calm is honest. Calm doesn't pretend. Calm doesn't hide. Calm reveals. And the truth might hurt, but lies hurt longer. So your calm response becomes your protection, your guidance, your strength. It becomes the voice that reminds you you deserve respect. It becomes the hand that holds your heart steady when pain tries to shake it. It becomes the quiet courage that helps you leave when staying would break you. It becomes the wisdom that helps you forgive when someone truly changes. It becomes the patience that lets love grow slowly and safely instead of fast and fragile. It becomes the dignity that makes people think twice before hurting you again. It becomes the peace that keeps your spirit whole even when life disappoints you. It becomes the strength that lets you face truth without fear and accept reality without denial and move forward, without hatred and love again, without bitterness and trust again, without losing caution and presence and smile again, with losing wisdom, getting and standing, without pretending and standing again, without being again, with only reserve for confusion, without writing and change all and kill my core and through it every kitchen order. I was in high school and I war have running we're losing wisdom for forgetting disrespect with distance, confusion with clarity, anger with calm strength, hurt with truth, and every challenge with a steady heart that refuses to break its own dignity for anybody, anywhere, at any time, no matter how strong the emotion, no matter how deep the love, no matter how sharp the disappointment, because your calm response has become your power, your protection, your peace, your strength, your clarity, your self-respect, your quiet confidence, your unshakable standard that keeps guiding your words, your steps, your decisions, your boundaries, your future, your healing, your growth, your love, your life forward with grace and strength every single time hurt tries to pull you into chaos. And you gently choose calm again and again and again until it becomes the language of your heart and the foundation of every relationship you allow into your life and the reason your peace stays safe no matter who comes or goes around you. And as you keep living with that calm inside you, something even deeper starts to happen. You stop needing validation from someone who hurts you. You stop waiting for long explanations. You stop hoping that one sweet moment will erase 10 careless ones, because calm gives you patience, and patience shows you patterns, and patterns tell the truth that emotions try to hide. You begin to trust yourself more. That's one of the greatest gifts of a calm response. It rebuilds your trust in your own judgment. When you don't explode, when you don't beg, when you don't chase, you can look back at your behavior and feel proud, and that pride strengthens your confidence. Because confidence is built on keeping promises to yourself. You promised yourself you wouldn't tolerate disrespect. You promised yourself you wouldn't lose your dignity. You promised yourself you would speak with clarity. And when you keep those promises, you become stronger inside. Now listen carefully, because this part matters. Sometimes a man hurts you not because he hates you, but because he's immature, careless, or afraid. And your calm response gives him a chance to grow. It shows him how to communicate better. It teaches him accountability without humiliation. And a man who wants to be better will rise to that lesson. He will listen more. He will think before speaking. He will respect your feelings. He will protect your heart, because he sees your calm not as weakness, but as grace. But if he laughs at your calm, if he ignores it, if he keeps hurting you, then your calm response becomes your exit strategy, not a dramatic exit, not a revenge story, just a quiet decision that says, I deserve better. And that kind of decision saves your future. You don't waste years trying to fix someone who refuses to grow. You don't lose your joy trying to earn respect that should be given freely. You don't stay where love is uncertain and peace is rare. You walk away with your head high. And later, when you look back, you won't remember shouting or crying. You'll remember how strong you were, how clear you were, how calm you stayed. That memory will give you pride instead of regret, because regret hurts longer than heartbreak. So every time hurt shows up, remind yourself, my reaction will shape my future. That one thought can stop you from saying words you can't take back. That one breath can save a relationship or save your dignity. And both matter. Now think about something else. Calm also protects your reputation. The way you handle pain tells people who you are. When you stay respectful, even when hurt, people trust you more. They listen to you more. They value your presence more, because maturity stands out in a noisy world.